Kaya Miller worked the third shift at Blueprint Magazine's call center in Washington state. Since she worked overnight, she spent most of her shift calling customers on the East Coast to offer magazine subscriptions. It was 1993, and although cold calling wasn't glamorous, the pay was good enough to put her through college. Most people who answered the phone were polite, while others were less than thrilled to be awakened before sunrise. Now and then, she'd get someone so angry that she'd simply accidentally disconnect the call before they could finish yelling at her. There were only 5 phone lines at her station. Line 1 connected directly to her supervisor if a customer wanted to speak with management. Line 2 handled customer service issues. Line 4 was reserved for outgoing sales and was the line Kaya used most often. Line 5 was for sponsorships, partnerships, and business accounts, and then there was Line 3. Line 3 was rarely used. It usually held callers in a queue while soft elevator music played in the background. Kaya never liked making people wait, so she always answered it as quickly as possible. One Thursday morning, just minutes before the end of her shift, Line 3 lit up. Kaya frowned. She glanced at the clock and she thought, one more call. Then she could finally head home, grab a few hours of sleep, and prepare for her final exams to finish her sophomore year. She was studying to become a research journalist because she believed every person had a story worth telling. It was one of the reasons she excelled in customer service. In only 1 year at Blueprint Magazine, Kaya had earned Employee of the Month twice and received 3 performance bonuses. She only worked part-time, but she volunteered for every extra shift she could find to help pay for tuition and textbooks. Smiling to herself, she pressed the flashing button.
Hello and good morning. This is Kaya with Blueprint Magazine. How may I help you today?
Silence. She tried again.
Hello. This is Kaya with Blueprint Magazine.
Then she heard a faint sound of someone crying. Kaya assumed it was another prank call. She reached for the disconnect button before a quiet male voice finally spoke.
Don't hang up.
Her hand froze. Kaya leaned closer to the receiver.
I'm not sure if I can help, but you're my last caller of the day. I can listen.
The man let out a weak chuckle before clearing his throat.
I'd appreciate that.
Kaya relaxed into her chair and began asking simple questions, hoping to determine whether he had accidentally called the magazine line instead of a crisis hotline. It had happened twice before, and both times she'd calmly transferred the callers to someone trained to help them. She figured she'd spend 10 minutes talking with him before giving him the correct number. She had no idea how wrong she was. The young man told her he was 20 years old and attended Washington Community College, the sister campus of Washington Union University. He said he played soccer, and when Kaya asked his name, he hesitated.
Everyone just calls me Vic.
The conversation that Kaya expected to last 10 minutes stretched into nearly an hour. By the time she realized how late it was, the office was nearly empty. Reluctantly, Kaya apologized and explained that she had to clock out. Before hanging up, she gave Vic the number to a crisis hotline, and without really thinking about it, she gave him her own phone number too. Maybe she thought he didn't need someone to save him. He just needed someone willing to listen. But the calls didn't stop after that first night. Every evening, just after Kaya finished class and settled into her small apartment, the phone would ring.
Hello.
Hi, Kaya.
It became part of her routine. She would cook dinner while talking to Vic. Sometimes she'd tell him about difficult customers at the magazine call center. Other nights she'd vent about college exams, professors, or how exhausted she was from juggling work and school. Vic mostly listened. When he did speak, he asked thoughtful questions that made Kaya feel like someone genuinely cared about her day. One evening, Vic laughed.
I'll call you at work tomorrow.
I'll be waiting.
From then on, he called every day. Before long, Kaya realized she looked forward to hearing his voice more than anything else. One afternoon, she smiled and said,
We should finally meet.
I'd like that.
A Bronx Tale is playing this weekend. We could see it together.
Vic hesitated before agreeing.
I'll be wearing a gray sweatshirt, blue jeans, and my Washington Community College soccer jacket.
I'll find you.
Saturday evening came, and Kaya bought 2 tickets. She stood outside the theater, searching every face that walked past. The previews began, still no Vic. Finally, embarrassed and disappointed, she walked into the theater alone. When she returned home after the movie, her phone rang.
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Vic?
I saw you.
You saw me?
You looked beautiful tonight.
Kaya's heart skipped, but she frowned.
But I never saw you.
There was only silence. She wanted to ask more questions, but something told her not to. Instead, she smiled.
Then let's try again.
There'll be a fall festival at Washington Community College next weekend. I'll be there. I promise.
The following Saturday, Kaya wandered through the campus festival for nearly 2 hours. Again, Vic never came. Just as she decided to leave, her pager buzzed with a message. It was Vic.
I'm sorry. My little sister India is starting here as a freshman. I think you'd like her.
He gave Kaya a phone number. Kaya called from a payphone and left a voicemail introducing herself. Assuming India would call her back later, she started walking toward the parking lot.
Excuse me.
Kaya turned around. Standing behind her was a petite young woman with pale skin, jet black hair, oversized black clothes, and a timid smile.
You're Kaya?
Yes.
The young woman swallowed hard.
You said you know my brother, Vic?
Kaya smiled.
I do.
The girl stared at her for several seconds before quietly answering.
My brother has been dead for 5 years.
Kaya felt the ground disappear beneath her. Her breathing became shallow.
What?
India's eyes filled with tears.
I just wanted to hear someone say his name again.
Still in shock, Kaya followed India back to her apartment. Family photographs lined the walls. One picture showed a young man wearing a Washington Community College soccer jersey. It was Vic, and another frame held his funeral program. Vincent Vic Black, beloved son, beloved brother, gone too soon. Kaya's knees nearly gave out, and India gently helped her sit down.
I miss him every day.
She whispered.
I just wish I could hear his voice one more time.
Kaya looked at the photograph and then back to India. Finally, she spoke.
He usually calls me.
India looked up.
What?
He never answers when I call. He always calls me.
Kaya hesitated before continuing.
If he calls tonight, I'll let you hear him.
The two women spent hours talking. India shared stories about Vic's love of soccer, his quiet kindness, and the depression he tried so hard to hide. Kaya shared the conversations they had every evening. For the first time, neither of them felt alone. Just after 9 p.m., the phone rang and both women froze. Kaya answered.
Hello?
Hi, Kaya.
Her voice trembled.
Vic, I'm here.
Kaya pressed the speakerphone button.
Vic, someone wants to hear you.
There was silence. Then a soft sob.
India?
Her hand flew to her mouth.
Vic? I've missed you so much.
I know. I couldn't move on. I was too lonely. I kept trying to reach someone. No one could hear me. Until Kaya.
His voice grew quieter.
I didn't stay because I was afraid. I stayed because I wanted the two people I cared about most to find each other.
India couldn't stop crying.
I wish you were here.
So do I. I'm sorry I couldn't meet you, Kaya, while I was alive. I think we would have been good friends.
Kaya smiled through her tears.
I think so too. I love you both. I always will.
The line slowly filled with static.
Vic?
I have to go now. Thank you for listening.
The call ended. This time, neither Kaya nor India expected it to ring again. For weeks, Kaya found herself staring at the phone each evening, hoping to hear Vic's voice just one more time, but it never rang. Years later, whenever someone asked Kaya why she became an investigative journalist, she would smile before answering. Because everyone deserves to have their story heard. And sometimes late at night, she still wondered what her life would have been like if she had never answered line 3.